What's up? Colby Sharp, 5th grade teacher in Michigan, and welcome to my channel where I try to help kids fall in love with reading. Today we're going to be talking about the books that my 5th graders are currently reading in class and at home, the books that are touching their hearts and hopefully changing their lives. I'm going to take you around the room, stop at each table, and talk a little bit about each book that my awesome kids are reading. Kicking things off with Wings of Fire. If you've watched these videos, this kid has been reading them on and off throughout the entire year. He is almost done with book 3. He's been talking a lot about this map and why he's noticing that the map is changing. Fascinating conversations. I don't really know exactly what he's talking about. Not my favorite series, but love seeing him demolish this one. A little scary. I do love that Mary's books have been adapted to graphic novels, introducing a whole new group of readers to her stories, her chilling tales. A little too scary for me. I always joke with the kids, like, are you gonna have nightmares? Are they too scary? I don't know how they read that scary stuff. Tolkien fan, he's read the Fellowship of the Rings and the Two Towers, and now he's reading this Tolkien book. They told me he's gonna take a break before he finishes up the series with Return of the King, I believe it is. Pretty awesome. The Class Act by Jerry Craft. We have the 3rd book in the series coming out very soon, which is exciting to share with kids. There's so many sequels to books they love. The 3rd book in this series and also the 3rd book in the Wild Robot series, both series that kids in my class this year are bonkers about. So excited to see a reader reading Class Act. This girl just picked up Sweet Valley Twins down when we went to the school library earlier this morning. Excited to see what she thinks of the graphic novel adaptation of this. First Cat in Space Ate Pizza by Mac Barnett and Sean Harris, one of the most popular books in my class this year. Almost everyone has read it. Exciting to see that it has made its way into this reader's hands. If you have not read this, you should. It's hilarious. It's just so funny. Like, they can't get enough of it. So many kids have read it. We've watched all the videos on YouTube. We've listened to the songs on Spotify. We're huge The First Cat in Space Ate Pizza fans. Got a reader working their way through the Diarrhea of a Wimpy Kid series. Did you see that a school banned Wimpy Kid? Seriously, school, you banned the Wimpy Kid series? It's like you're like begging your readers to not have a chance. So I'm sad, but I'm thankful that these books are celebrated in my school, my community, in the world of children's literature. Yeah, we actually lost the new one. We couldn't find Diaper Overload. Kid brought it back. He's like, sorry, it was in my backpack. I read it over winter break. We're like, don't be sorry. Just let other kids read it. So always good to see wimpy kids going around. And we just talked about Mary at the last table. Dun, dun, dun. This is obviously the original chapter book to this one. Kids love scary. And to write scary well for kids, it's not too scary, but gives them a little, like makes the hair stand up on their arms a little bit, is very, very exciting, and talented creators all around the world. I'm not sure what I'm saying. But we're gonna go to the next table. I was very excited when one of my readers fell in love with the Timmy Failure series right before winter break, and they have just made their way through it. They're almost done with book 5. They can't get enough of it. Isn't that such an exciting moment in a reader's life when they find that next series that they just can't stop reading? It makes my heart so happy to see that it was Timmy Failure for this reader. And now another kid that's sitting over here that's not here today is also reading the Timmy Failure series. They're buddies. So good to see reading joy, reading excitement being passed on from one reader to another. This is a 2023 graphic novel. It comes out April 4th of 2023. We have an advanced copy. It's so good. I book talked it. It's about these kids who come over to the United States with their family from Taiwan. They think it's on vacation. They're actually moving here. Then the parents, one at a time, have to go back to Taiwan, and they're kind of left behind. It's pretty intense for kids to process what that would be like. It's like Home Alone on a way different level. Parachute Kids, check it out. It's phenomenal. It's gonna be one of the most popular graphic novels of 2023. A girl in my class got this. Her mom took her grandma. The family went to the Target. They got This Is Where It Ends. It's a school shooting. It's definitely a YA book. It's super intense. I'm checking in with her all the time. She's telling me all about it, and I'm pretty stressed about what's happening in this book, but she's into it. It makes me so happy to see just her reading life has just really taken off the last few months. She's always been an amazing reader, but she is reading so much. Let's go. Lawn Boy. This kid loves this book so much, and he said, I'm going to read the second Lawn Boy next. Do you think the author will write any more? As one of Gary Paulsen's biggest fans, it was very sad to tell him that Gary passed away a little over a year ago. So I told him probably not. But Oh boy, so good. Have you read this? It's so wild what happened, like the journey that this little kid starting a little entrepreneurial business. It's awesome. And Wings of Fire, the graphic novel. These are popular, one, because they're awesome, and two, because of the kid sitting over there that can't get enough Wings of Fire and is getting everyone to read them. So exciting. Let's see what we have at the next table. Cat Kid Comic Club, the new one. The kids are very excited. Finally, we're getting a new Dogman. We were so spoiled when we were getting at least 2 Dogmans a year, so the kids are very excited for the spring release of, I think it's 20,000 Fleas Under the Sea. They're very excited about it. The new Cat Kid is definitely a popular one in class. The trailer to the Disney Plus series for the crossover recently came out, and I showed the kids, and the kids have read the crossover and booked and Rebound. Got a chance to talk a little bit about their love for the Kwame's books. And then kids started reading it. This is the actual novel in verse that won the Newbery Medal. We have a kid reading that. And we also have a kid reading the graphic novel adaptation of that beloved honor medal winning one, like all this stuff. And then a girl who has been reading the Seeds of America trilogy by Laurie Halse Anderson is almost done with the 3rd book. She has fallen, I think she was always a fan of historical fiction, but she's fallen in love with it through this book, through Laurie's amazing series. She's already thinking about what historical fiction book she's going to read next. My readers are on fire. Let's go. Final table, Gabe in the After. If you haven't read this, it's like feels very appropriate to read with the world just kind of like being in this COVID stage. Gabe is living in the world after a pandemic. He lives on this tiny island in the northeastern part of the United States. They don't know if anyone else lives on the planet. There's like less than a dozen of them living in this home. They lived in like a town by like a little island, and they're all living on the island. They kind of go back to the mainland a little bit. They're not sure what's going on the rest of the planet. It's awesome. Someone comes for the first person that they see outside of their little group. It's awesome. This girl is amazing. That Gabe Mitch, you have to read it. It's so good. I'm so glad that kids are still reading this in my class. Earthlings has been a very popular graphic novel. Right when it came out, I didn't have a ton of kids reading it, but over the years, it feels like every year there's 4 or 5 kids that find it in the school library, read it, and enjoy it. Catching Fire. Kid read Hunger Games, took like a 2-month break, and I'm just noticing that he just looks like he just is starting. He ain't even had the bookmark. He's just starting to jump back into the series, so I'm going to have to talk to him about this. Very exciting to see him wanting to see what happens next with Katniss. Picture Day, this is a 2023 graphic novel that is awesome. Girl just chops off her hair at the very beginning on Picture Day. She's pretty wild. She's really a fan of this popular influencer on all the social medias and kind of gets advice from her. It's a really awesome book. Let me show you the art. It's really good. I think it's going to be very, very popular. If you look to buy this, if you go on like the sites that you buy books from, you'll notice the cover looks different. This is before the book comes out. The cover, I think, is more of like a darker color, darker than white. It's like a pinkish, purplish type color. So when you see that, that's the same book as this. And then I don't know much about these graphic novels, but our school library has gotten them, and this kid can't get enough. All he wants to do is read these. He plowed through one, and now he's on to the other one. So those are the books that my 5th graders are reading. I hope you found something awesome from my amazing readers. I look forward to continuing to see how they grow, and I'll be making another one of these in 2 or 3 weeks. Thanks again for tuning in. My name is Colby Sharp. I hope you have an awesome-tastic day.